In the heart of Seoraksan's ancient forest, where secrets whispered through the leaves, Ji-hoon stood before the gate, a relic of time and myth. With the echoes of ancient stories still resonating in his mind, he watched in awe as the gate began to stir. It was a moment suspended between the beats of time, a threshold to the unknown. The gate, etched with the wisdom of ages, started to move with a sound that seemed like a melody from another world. The sound was both ancient and new, a symphony of the past meeting the future. It resonated through the forest, turning the air around Ji-hoon into a canvas of vibrations. "It's real. All of it is real." Ji-hoon gasped, his voice a mix of wonder and revelation. The words fell from his lips like drops of truth, acknowledging the reality of the myths and legends he had grown up with. The tales his grandfather had told him, once bedtime stories, were now the fabric of his reality. As the gate creaked open, a path of luminous light unfolded before him. It shimmered like a river of stars, a bridge between worlds, beckoning him to step forward. The path pulsed with a gentle light, illuminating the forest with an ethereal glow. Ji-hoon stepped closer, his heart pounding in his chest like a drum of destiny. The light from the path cast a celestial aura around him, painting his features with a palette of hope and bravery. He felt as if he was stepping into a dream, yet he knew this was the most awake he had ever been. The gate continued to open, its movement slow and deliberate, as if giving Ji-hoon the time to gather his courage. The magical sound it emitted was like a language, speaking directly to his soul, reassuring him, guiding him. Around him, the forest seemed to hold its breath, the trees and creatures of Seoraksan bearing witness to this historic moment. The very air felt alive with anticipation, charged with the energy of unfolding destiny. Ji-hoon looked back for a moment, taking in the forest that had been his home, his journey. It was here that he had laughed, cried, and grown. And now, it was here that he would step into his true purpose. Turning back to the gate, Ji-hoon felt a surge of resolve. This was no longer just his journey, it was a journey for all who had ever dared to dream, to believe in the tales of old. He was about to walk a path that many had dreamed of, but few had ever seen. The path before him was clear, made of light and magic, a promise of adventures and truths yet to be discovered. Ji-hoon realized that every step he would take on this path would be a step into the annals of legend. With a deep breath, Ji-hoon stepped onto the luminous path. The light enveloped him, warm and welcoming, like an old friend. As he walked, the gate behind him continued to open, revealing more of the glowing path, a road to wonders untold. The sound of the gate faded into a whisper, but its melody lingered in Ji-hoon's heart, a reminder of the magic that had always been a part of him. The path stretched forward, leading him into a world beyond imagination, a world where myths breathed and legends walked. As he ventured further, Ji-hoon looked ahead with eyes full of wonder and a heart full of courage. The luminous path was his to explore, a journey of discovery and fulfillment. He knew that whatever lay ahead, he was ready to face it, armed with the wisdom of the past and the hope for the future. The gate, now fully open, stood as a testament to the courage of those who dare to dream. And Ji-hoon, a young man who had stepped into a legend, walked forward, his story intertwining with the timeless tales of Seoraksan. In the forest, the creatures and trees whispered among themselves, their voices a chorus of wonder and respect. A new chapter in the story of Seoraksan was beginning, and Ji-hoon was its author. His journey through the gate was not an end, but a magnificent beginning, a dance with destiny in the realm of the real and the magical. The path of light led Ji-hoon into the embrace of the unknown, where each step was a discovery, each moment a treasure. The journey was his to make, a journey not just of distance, but of spirit and truth. As the gate faded from view, Ji-hoon moved forward, his spirit alight with the tales of yore and the adventures that awaited. In the heart of Seoraksan, a new legend was born, a tale of a young man who embraced his destiny and stepped into the light of the unknown. In the mystical embrace of Seoraksan's ancient forest, Ji-hoon stood at the threshold of the gate, a portal between realms. He gazed into the luminous path that beckoned him, a ribbon of light weaving through the unknown. The gate, an ancient guardian of mysteries, loomed above, its presence both formidable and inviting. "Here goes nothing," Ji-hoon murmured, his voice tinged with a mix of trepidation and excitement. He took a tentative step forward, his foot landing on the path of light. It felt solid yet ethereal under his feet, a paradox only possible in this realm of legend. As he moved forward, the gate began to close behind him, its ancient stones whispering secrets of ages as they converged. The light engulfed him, a warm embrace that felt like the touch of destiny. It was a baptism into a new world, a rite of passage that marked the beginning of his extraordinary journey. The light intensified, blinding yet comforting, and Ji-hoon felt himself being lifted from the constraints of his former world. He was transitioning into a realm where myths breathed, where legends took shape, and where every step was a dance with the extraordinary. The forest of Seoraksan, now behind the closing gate, seemed to nod in approval, its ancient trees standing as silent witnesses to his courage. The creatures of the forest, hidden in the shadows, watched in awe as one of their own crossed into the annals of legend. Ji-hoon's heart pounded in his chest, a rhythm that matched the pulsating light. With each step, he delved deeper into the radiant path, leaving behind the familiar and embracing the wonders that lay ahead. The gate sealed with a resonant sound, a final note that marked the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. Ji-hoon, now enveloped in light, stood at the crossroads of worlds, a place where the boundaries of reality were rewritten. As the light began to dim, revealing the landscape of the mythical world, Ji-hoon's eyes widened in awe. Before him lay a realm untouched by time, a land of vibrant colors, of skies that sang with the hues of dawn and dusk. The air was alive with magic, humming with the energy of untold stories waiting to be discovered. The landscape stretched before him, a tapestry of rolling hills, mystical forests, and rivers that sparkled like liquid crystals under the celestial sky. Ji-hoon took a deep breath, the air filling his lungs with the essence of this new world. It was a blend of the familiar and the extraordinary, a fusion that promised adventures beyond his wildest dreams. He stepped forward, each footfall a declaration of his readiness to explore this uncharted land. The ground beneath him was soft yet firm, a foundation that supported his journey into the mythical. Around him, the flora and fauna of this world greeted him with curious eyes and gentle movements. Creatures of legend, once confined to the pages of his grandfather's stories, roamed freely, their forms a blend of the fantastical and the real. The trees whispered secrets in a language only the heart could understand, their leaves rustling with the wisdom of the ages. The rivers sang songs of ancient journeys, their melodies a guide to the traveler who dared to listen. Ji-hoon felt a surge of exhilaration, a freedom that coursed through his veins like wildfire. He was no longer just Ji-hoon, the young man from a small town. He was Ji-hoon, the explorer, the seeker, the one who crossed the gate into the mythical world. He looked back one last time, the gate now just a memory, a gateway that had led him to this moment of transformation. Ahead of him, the path wound through the landscape, each turn a promise of discovery, each horizon a beckoning mystery. With a smile of wonder, Ji-hoon set forth, his steps light yet determined. He knew that this journey would test him, challenge him, and ultimately, change him. But he also knew that he was ready for whatever lay ahead. The mythical world of Seoraksan unfolded around him, a realm where every step was a story, every breath a song, and every moment a memory in the making. Ji-hoon, with his heart open and his spirit free, stepped into the legend, ready to weave his tale into the fabric of this magical world. As he ventured deeper, the world embraced him, its magic intertwining with his essence. The mythical world was no longer a place of stories, it was his reality, a reality where the impossible was possible, and where dreams took flight on the wings of adventure. Ji-hoon's journey through the mythical world had just begun, a journey that would reveal the secrets of Seoraksan and the truths within himself. The path ahead was luminous, a trail of light leading to the heart of legends, and Ji-hoon, with a heart full of courage and eyes full of wonder, walked on. In the heart of a world both ancient and unseen, Ji-hoon stepped through the gate into a Seoraksan unrecognizable from the one he had known. The forest that unfolded before him was a riot of color and life, pulsating with an energy that was almost tangible. Every leaf and twig seemed imbued with a magic that danced in the air, a symphony of nature's deepest secrets. "This is not the Seoraksan I know," Ji-hoon whispered to himself, his words a mere breath in the vibrant expanse. The air around him shimmered with a luminous quality, making the familiar terrain of the forest seem like a dreamscape drawn from the most vivid of imaginations. The trees were taller, their branches sprawling across the sky in a kaleidoscope of greens and golds, creating patterns that seemed to whisper ancient tales. The leaves rustled with a sound that was like music, each rustle a note in an endless melody that spoke of times long past and futures yet to come. The sunlight that filtered through the canopy was softer, yet more brilliant than anything Ji-hoon had ever seen. It dappled the forest floor with patches of light that danced like spirits, each beam playing with the shadows in a delicate balance of light and dark. The air was filled with the fragrance of flowers and earth, a scent that was both new and familiar, as if the forest itself was welcoming him into its embrace. The flowers that dotted the landscape were of hues that Ji-hoon had never seen, their petals iridescent under the enchanted sun. As Ji-hoon ventured deeper, he noticed that the creatures of the forest were unlike any he had known. Ethereal deer with antlers like woven branches of silver and gold glanced his way, their eyes holding the wisdom of the forest. Birds with feathers of radiant colors flew overhead, their songs a chorus that added to the forest's enchanting melody. The streams and rivers that crisscrossed the forest glowed with a light of their own, their waters clear and sparkling, as if imbued with the essence of the stars. The fish that swam in them were like living jewels, darting through the water with a grace that was mesmerizing. Every step Ji-hoon took was met with a new wonder, a new marvel that defied his understanding of the natural world. The plants and trees seemed to move with a purpose, as if they were aware of his presence, guiding him through the forest with an unseen hand. As he walked, Ji-hoon felt a connection to the forest that was profound and moving. It was as if the forest recognized him, knew him, and was revealing its secrets to him, one magical vista at a time. The deeper he went, the more the forest seemed to come alive. Vines crept across the ground and up the trees in elegant patterns, their leaves shimmering with a light that seemed to come from within. Flowers opened as he passed, their petals unfurling in a show of color and life. Ji-hoon paused by a crystal-clear pond, its surface smooth and undisturbed. As he looked into it, he saw not only his reflection but the reflection of the forest around him, a world alive with magic and beauty. The creatures of the forest gathered around him, a curious assembly of beings that seemed drawn to his presence. They watched him with eyes full of intelligence and understanding, as if they knew of his journey and the role he was to play in the story of Seoraksan. Ji-hoon realized then that he was not just a visitor in this forest, he was a part of it, a piece of its magic and mystery. The forest was not just a place of beauty and wonder, it was a living entity, a guardian of ancient truths and a keeper of the world's deepest magic. He continued to walk, each step taking him deeper into the heart of the forest, deeper into the heart of its magic. The trees seemed to bow as he passed, the creatures of the forest following him with their eyes, and the air around him humming with the song of the wild. Ji-hoon knew that his journey through the forest was more than just a path through trees and streams. It was a journey through time and magic, a journey that would reveal the truths of the world and the secrets of his own heart. As he walked, the forest seemed to change around him, revealing new wonders, new mysteries at every turn. It was a forest of dreams and legends, a forest where the impossible was possible and where every leaf and stone held a story waiting to be told. Ji-hoon's journey through the forest was a journey into the heart of Seoraksan, into the heart of a world that was both familiar and utterly new. It was a journey that would change him, that would show him the true meaning of magic and the true power of nature. And as he walked, the forest walked with him, its magic his companion, its beauty his guide. In the heart of Seoraksan, a new story was unfolding, a story of a young man who stepped into a forest of magic and found a world of wonder waiting for him. In the mystical heart of Seoraksan's changed forest, where every leaf whispered ancient secrets, Ji-hoon found himself in a clearing bathed in ethereal light. The air pulsed with a gentle but powerful energy, hinting at the presence of something otherworldly. Suddenly, the light coalesced into a form, a gentle, glowing spirit emerging before him, floating in the air. The spirit shimmered like the morning mist, its form both there and not, a being of pure energy and light. Its presence was calming, enveloping Ji-hoon in a sense of peace he had never known. "Welcome, Ji-hoon, to the world between worlds," the spirit spoke, its voice a melody that resonated with the very essence of the forest. The words hung in the air, imbued with a wisdom as old as time itself. Ji-hoon, awestruck, could barely find his voice. In the presence of the spirit, he felt a connection to something far greater than himself, a link to the eternal dance of the universe. "Who are you?" he finally managed to ask, his voice a whisper in the majestic silence of the clearing. "I am a guardian of this realm, a guide to those who walk the path of discovery," the spirit replied, its form gently pulsating with light. "You have crossed the threshold, Ji-hoon, and now stand in a place where the boundaries of your world and ours blur." Ji-hoon looked around, taking in the surreal beauty of the forest around him. "Why me? Why was I brought here?" he asked, his heart full of questions. "You are here because you are chosen, a seeker of truths, a bearer of the pure heart," the spirit said, its glow intensifying with each word. "Your journey is both a discovery of the secrets of Seoraksan and a journey within yourself." The spirit moved closer to Ji-hoon, its light enveloping him in a warm embrace. "In this world, you will find answers to questions you have not yet asked, and you will face challenges that will test your spirit and your heart," it continued. Ji-hoon felt a surge of determination. "I am ready," he said, his voice stronger now, fueled by the energy of the spirit and the magic of the forest. The spirit smiled, a gesture that seemed to light up the entire clearing. Then follow your heart, Ji-hoon. Let it guide you through the wonders and the mysteries of this world. Remember, every step you take is a step towards understanding the true essence of life and the universe. With that, the spirit began to fade, its form dissolving into the light that seemed to permeate every corner of the forest. Farewell, Ji-hoon. Trust in yourself, and you will find what you seek, it whispered, its voice echoing in the wind. As the spirit disappeared, Ji-hoon felt a renewed sense of purpose. He knew that his journey through Seoraksan was more than just a quest for knowledge, it was a journey of self-discovery, a quest to uncover the mysteries of the world and the mysteries within himself. He took a deep breath, the air filled with the magic and the energy of the spirit. With a sense of wonder and a heart full of courage, Ji-hoon stepped forward into the forest, ready to embrace the adventures and the revelations that awaited him in this magical world between worlds. In the heart of Seoraksan's enchanted realm, beneath a canopy woven from starlight and shadow, Ji-hoon stood in the presence of the luminous spirit. The air around them hummed with ancient magic as the spirit began to unveil a prophecy, a destiny written in the stars and whispered by the winds of time. You are the one foretold to bridge our worlds, the spirit intoned, her voice echoing like a melody across the realms. As she spoke, the air shimmered, and ethereal images began to materialize around them, illustrating her words with living visions. The images showed a world not unlike Ji-hoon's, yet it was intertwined with the realm he now stood in, a place where the mundane and the magical existed in harmony. Cities of towering spires and tranquil forests existed side by side, connected by threads of shimmering light. In these visions, Ji-hoon saw people from his world walking among fantastical creatures, sharing knowledge and wisdom. Dragons soared in the skies above, their majestic forms casting shadows over the bustling streets below. The spirit's voice continued, weaving a tale of balance and unity. Long ago, our worlds were one, a tapestry of wonders both natural and enchanted. But a rift grew, separating our realities, leaving each realm longing for its lost half. The images shifted, showing a great divide, a tear in the very fabric of existence. Through this rift, the essence of both worlds leaked, creating chaos and imbalance. It was then that the prophecy was born, a prediction of one who would come to heal the divide. You, Ji-hoon, are the key, the spirit said, her form glowing brighter with each word. Your heart and soul resonate with the essence of both worlds. You possess the purity and strength to mend what was torn asunder. The visions depicted Ji-hoon standing at the heart of the rift, his hands outstretched as he bridged the gap between the two worlds. Light flowed from him, sealing the tear and restoring balance. The spirit's words became a solemn vow. In your journey, you will face trials that will test your courage and your heart. But you must persevere, for in uniting our worlds, you will bring about an era of peace and understanding. The images grew more vivid, showing Ji-hoon journeying through both realms, facing challenges and gaining wisdom. He was seen as a figure of legend, a beacon of hope for all who encountered him. Your path is one of discovery and reconciliation, the spirit continued. You will uncover truths long forgotten and forge connections that transcend boundaries. In you, the hopes of both our worlds rest. As the prophecy was revealed, Ji-hoon felt a weight of responsibility settle upon his shoulders, but it was not a burden, it was a calling. He realized that his journey through Seoraksan was more than an adventure, it was a mission that held the fate of two worlds in balance. The spirit's form began to fade, her message delivered, but her final words lingered in the air, a mantra for Ji-hoon to carry in his heart. Believe in yourself, Ji-hoon. Your journey is one of great importance. Embrace your destiny, and you will become the bridge that reunites our worlds. As the visions dissipated, leaving Ji-hoon standing alone under the starlit sky, he felt a profound sense of purpose. He knew the road ahead would be fraught with challenges, but he also knew he was not alone. The spirit's prophecy had awakened something within him, a resolve to fulfill his destiny and a determination to become the bridge that would unite the worlds. With a deep breath, Ji-hoon stepped forward, ready to embark on the greatest journey of his life. The forest around him seemed to acknowledge his newfound role, its magical essence guiding his steps. In his heart, Ji-hoon carried the prophecy, a beacon that would light his way through the trials to come. His journey through Seoraksan, and beyond, was not just a path of discovery, it was a quest to heal a rift, to bring together what had been separated, and to forge a future where magic and reality could coexist in harmony. The prophecy was revealed, and Ji-hoon, the chosen one, was ready to rise to his destiny.